Alright, so we are back for part 4, I believe, of how to play out on the Western Plain. The song is a killer, isn't it? I suggest you take notes when you learn songs like this and tab it out, write it down. It makes you see it differently, and it helps you always make you memorize things when you write them down. I mean, I have so many notes from so many songs. So many notes. This whole book is handwritten notes. Take notes. Okay. I have so many songs in here that I had to put these tabs on here so I could find it. See, these are my notes for Western Plain. Alright. So I suggest you tab out what I teach you. You know, and stop and rewind, and that way you're seeing it and you're hearing it and all that. Alright, so part 4. So we've done the intro, the whole, you know, anything you want around like that. Anything you want like that. Definitely learn it the way he did it, which is the way I taught you, was, you know, the whole. Then he does that. Alright, so yeah, we know that, and we know our basic picking pattern. We can do it while tapping our foot, keeping time. Got an itch on my foot. And then we know our chorus. You know, we know to go into the certain parts. So we know our chorus, you know our pre, I don't know what you call this part, but it's like the pre-solo part, you know, so we gotta go into first part, and then it goes into get that last one perfect for you. That turnaround right there is super important, man. This sounds good. Gotta love that. Alright, so you got all that down. That's what all the other videos are. And, you know, it's just gonna be your regular picking pattern. Now, when you're doing this and you're leading into this, I like to, when I'm playing the regular picking pattern, I won't play the last high E there. I'll leave last one, I'll just, and then go into it, because it gives you time, and you know, it's not absolutely necessary that you get that note in. It sounds just as good, sounds just as fine, as long as you do it correctly. So I like to slow it down. Whoops. And then you're going to put your fingers over, you're going to bar the first three, the highest three, I mean, of the 5th fret. And then you're going to hammer on, you're going to pick the low E string and hammer on to the 8th fret from the 5th fret of the B string. So leading into that, like I said, you can just play that, you know, skip the high E there, and then set it up, and then go into it. Alright, so we got our low E, and then on our B string, remember we're in Dadguy, but I'm just naming the strings as they normally would be named in standard tuning, so that I don't make a bunch of mistakes with the string names. So open low E with picking the 5th fret of the B string, hammering onto the 8th fret. And then we're going to hit the D and the G with one stroke of our pick. Then we're going to play the E string, 5th fret. Then we're going to play the low E again. So we're going to do the hammer on, and then the open D in the 5th fret of the G string, and then the high E, just like I said, on the 5th fret, and then we're going to play the low E, and then the 5th fret of the B string, and then we're going to play the D and the 5th fret of the G string at the same time with the pick again. I don't know if you all can see my picking hand. You gotta struggle to get that in there. Sometimes I miss it, you know. You gotta get that G in there. That 5th fret of the G string, you gotta get it in there. So it's, and then we're going to hammer off of the 7th fret of the high E string onto the 5th fret of the high E string, with the low E being played at the same time. And then we're going to play the open D in that 5th fret of the G again. So, and then we're going to go to the high E again. Nervous about teaching. It's hard for me sometimes. No, no. So actually, yeah, it's we're pulling off like that, and then the open D and the 5th fret, and then we're going to play the 8th fret of the B string. So, and then the open low E, and then the 5th fret again of the high E. So, and then we're going to play the D and the G, the 5th fret of the G again. So you can see 5th fret and that 5th fret of that G, open D, and that 8th fret, low E, high E, 5th fret, and then that G on the 5th fret and the open D again. I don't know how I was, but oh yeah, no, okay, so that's how I was messing it up. Don't play the 5th fret of the G on that last open D, so it's just no G on that last note there. No G string, no 5th fret of the G string, just the D string. The first one you do the D string with the 5th fret. That one right there. With the last one you don't. Knew I had something wrong there. Alright, so put together we have. Oops. Sorry, I'm sorry. So far we have that, and then we're going to hammer on and off of the 5th fret of the high E string with the low E string in there again, and then we're going to play the 5th fret of the G, 5th fret of the B, and the 8th fret of the B string. So again, G 5th fret, B 5th fret. No. Okay, so I'm sorry. Let me get myself together here. Okay, yeah, so we're doing the hammer on and off, and then it's the open D, and then the 5th fret of the G, and then the 8th fret of the B. And then the high B, high E 5th fret. And then it's going to be open D, open E, open D, open B. So it's a little bit weird because you're coming from the 5th fret and playing around there to these open strings, to these 3 open notes. Oops. There we go. So that. Yeah. And then after playing the E, D, and B, we do the old strong D thing here. So open, low E, and then you're going to play the D and the E string at the same time. And then we're going to go into our picking pattern. Low, E, B, and then D. And we're going to skip the E again like we did before and go back into it. So it's so it's the same thing as we played before, the first two riffs of this solo. Which again, on the B string, 5th fret, hammer on to 8, low E at the same time, open D, 5th fret of the G, high E, 5th fret, open, low E, 5th fret B string, and then 5th fret on the G and the open D. And then the second one, hammer pull off of 7 to 5 on the high E with the low E in there. Open D, 5th fret G at the same time with the pick. And then 8th fret of the B string, low E, 5th fret of the E, and then open D. So you got alright. But instead of doing what we did before with the hammer on and the pull off, going to do that. We're going to, and then, so that's the second one that we had before. Now we're going to finger the 7th fret of the B string, play the low open E with it, and we're going to slide up to the 12th fret. And then we're going to play the open G. And then we're going to play 10th fret of the high E. So we got, whoops, I don't know why I did that. And then we're going to play the low E again, and then the 12th fret of the B string again. We're going to start sliding down, but that whole thing ends with another G. So without sliding down on that last 12th fret of the B string, there you know it would be like whoops, sorry. Got it. Slide up from 7 to 12. 10th fret. Oh no. G. Open G. 10th fret of the high E. Open low E again, and then open G again. And then after that, we're going to come down. We're going to play. We're going to hammer on and off of the 3rd fret of the B string while playing the low E at the same time. And remember, in this song, all the hammer on and offs are done like triplets. All of them. So it's not, it's 1 and a, 1 and a. So we're going to play the open E and the open B, hammer on to the 3rd fret and pull off, in a triplet fashion. And then we're going to play the low E after we do that. And then we're going to come down to the 2nd fret on the B string, and we're going to do the hammer on and hammer off like a triplet, like again. And then we're going to play the 3rd fret of the G string. So it's like, alright. That gives us really cool tension. Alright, so again we have our 7th fret part. Oops. And then we're going to do the power D again, open E, and then the D and the E string, and then go back into our normal picking pattern. Really, you just do the normal picking pattern twice. So we got our. And then we're going to play our open E in the 7th fret of the high E and pull off of the 7th fret of the high E with the low E in there. Then we're going to play the 9th fret of the G string, and then open high E. We're going to throw that low E in there again, and then on the 8th fret we're going to play the B, and on the 9th fret we're going to play the G string. So with the low E in there, 7 on the high E, pull off, 9th fret G string, high E, open, low E, open, 8th fret B, 9th fret G. So right after that we have our low E again played open, and with the 10th fret of the high E, and we're going to pull off to open, and then 9th fret of the G again, and then this time we're going to put the 7th on the high E, so we got 9th fret G, 7th fret high E, and then we're going to play that 8 and 9 on the B and the G string again. So this time it's so far we have, whoops, I like to throw the open E in there. I don't know why. So if you hear me play, that's probably the way I'm going to do it. But so this is what we have so far. Whoops. And then we're going to hammer on from the 8th fret of the B string to the 10th with that low E. Then we're going to play the 9th fret of the G string again, 7th fret of the high E, 8 to 10, 9 G, 7 E, and then the open E again by itself, and then the 10 of the B string, the 9 of the G string, and then the 7 of the E string. So in total we have, oops, so in total for that part of the solo, that solo that he's doing, because we had the solo he was doing, on the 5th fret, the slide. Oops. With that dissonant note there, it's really setting it up for this part of the solo, because there's a lot of dissonant notes in there. So you got your, which we already learned. So that note's important. If you can make that note ring out until you get to the part that we're learning right now, the dissonant part, then it'll sound really good. Oops. You see how cool that sounds? Which is what we have so far. Sorry, let me just... So that's what we have so far. And then we're going to play the open E. We're going to keep our fingers where they are, our fretting fingers. So open E, except we're going to let the E string go. We're going to unfret the E string. So we're going to go back to 0 for the E string. So we're going to play the low E, and then the 10th fret, like we're doing our normal picking pattern of the B string. So low E, B, 10th fret, and then D, then E, like the normal picking pattern. And then we're going to play low E, and then we're going to, with our 2 fingers, play 10 and 9. So we got 10 on the B string and 9 on the G string at the same time. And then we're going to hit the D string. So it's going to be like... Alright. So it's like... that up, but let me give me that one more try. Alright, so that's pretty close. And then after that, you're going to play the open E and A, and then the high E, and then you're going to play D, G, and B. and it's going to be like. So we got. Alright, so it's going to sound like that. And then we're going to play the 8th fret of the A string with the open D. And then we're just going to play open A and open D. So again, 8th fret, A string, open D, and then both open. Then we're going to bend the 3rd fret of the G string. Then we're going to play the A and the D open again, and then bend the 3rd fret again. So you get. So if you listen to it, you know, from here. Because after the. Is that power D again. So we got. Regular pattern again 3 more times, and here comes one of my favorite parts. There's so many ways that you could play this that makes it sound super cool. When I would finger pick it, I would play it. Let me see if I could do it. Like it sounded really cool, but we're gonna simplify it so you could do your own thing. You know, once you learn it this way, you know, then you could do it however way you want. But this is the way Rory did it, so you know, it's not like it's easy. I'm not simplifying this again. I'm not simplifying any of this. This is exactly as he did it. So again, we did our whole. Fret the 5th fret of the low E string. Let me get a. Make sure I'm in correct tuning here. Sorry about that. Alright, so 5th fret of the low E string, and then 5th fret of the D string. And it's okay if you block out that A in between there, because you're not going to be using it anyways. And then we're going to Travis pick. So we're going to do 5th fret of the E, low E, to open on the G. And then with the pick, we're going to hit the 5th fret of the D string. And then we're going to hit the open B string. So 5th fret, low E, open G, D on the 5th fret, and then 5th fret of the open B. And you can see how you could, this is kind of relatable to like the opening rhythm that you've been playing a lot during this. Once you get used to it, you could play it pretty guitar setup. But you're going to do that twice. So and then you're going to go 5th fret of the low E, open G, 5th fret D, and then open high E. So and then we're going to do it with the B instead of the high E after that. You get that? And then we're going to move down to the 3rd fret, and we're going to do like the same thing. Now you can do it however you want to do it at this point. You know, if you want to do it like and switch in between them, or you want to do them all up here. You know, who cares? Just make sure you're doing it in the right timing and that it goes good. Tap your foot to it and that it's solid. You know, so we got the 5th fret stuff. Well, no, there's 5th fret. Maybe 3rd fret. And then after that, you're going to hit the low E, and then you're going to play open D, 2nd fret of the G string, and open B and open E as a chord, and it's going to sound like this. So at first it's, and then it's going to, so we're coming out of this. Make sure you get that transfer good. Then after that, you're going to hammer on and off of the D string from the 2nd fret. Again, like a triplet. Always like a triplet with hammer-ons and hammer-offs. It does bring a whole new nuance to the song. It really does. And then you're going to play the 3rd fret on the A string. So hammer on and off the 2nd fret of the D string. And then you're going to play 3 on the A string. And then open D, 2nd fret D, 3rd fret D, and then 3rd fret pull off into open D. So hammer on, pull off to the 3 on the A, open D, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 3rd fret, pull off to 0. Make sure you're not hitting that open G when you pull off, because it won't sound, doesn't sound right. So you want to make sure you're not doing that, and you can do that easily by this. What you should be doing with your fingers when you're finger picking is the string below where my pick is. That's where my finger, my middle finger actually is. See, my pick is on the D string, but my finger is on that G string, so it can't sound. And then my ring finger is on the string below that, so that can't sound. And then so on. So only the D string could sound, and then I use my palm to block the rest of them. So only the D string could sound, you know, through picking the whole guitar. So you gotta learn how to block with your fingers and your palm. And you could also use these fingers to block as well. So just make sure you're not getting that G string in there. right? So then you're going to play open, low E, and then G, no, D. Where is that G? Yeah, open G, second fret, B, and then open. No, that's D. Okay, so open D, second fret G, and then open B. So, and then you're gonna play the open E again, and then go back to it. So it's down, up, down, up. So. And then you're gonna go back to the picking pattern. I kind of picked up a little different noise. So I think he doesn't go back to the normal picking pattern after that. I think he keeps his finger on the second fret of the G there and picks open E, and then open B, and then second fret G, and then open E. I think they're doing. He's doing. And then you're gonna see after that this is where the last chorus comes in. And he uses the whole I'm pretty sure in the studio version he does the whole when he's doing the chorus instead of the old when I was a cowboy, you know, on the western plain. You know, I think he does this when I was a cowboy, when I was a cowboy. Doesn't make much sense melodically to me. You know, I guess I could do some studying and it would. But I like to go back and just do the regular chorus that we've been doing and add in a little stuff. Like you'll hear him doing licks, and I'll teach you this lick real fast. So like especially the last time he does the chorus and he's doing the A part, the cow yicky with the cow yicky yeah cow yicky with the cow yicky yeah. So instead of him doing the in between those two A's, you'll hear him. He does. And then he goes into something more like, sorry. Hold on, I'm sorry, I don't know. So yeah, something like that, like right there. You know, so it's like cow yeah. You know, something like that, and then he goes back. Another place you'll hear that is is when he's coming out of playing the 5th fret, doing this part. Whoops. God. Off timing, but you get what I'm saying. He starts doing licks like that, and what that is making a D shape with your fingers, a D chord shape, as if we're in standard tuning. And what I'm doing is I have this, everything's fretted like a normal D chord, and I'll like play the low E and the high E and pull off, and then play the B string, and then the G string, or play the G string and then the B string. So like to G, yeah, so pull off, and then to G, and then D, and then like another G, and then another pull off, G, open E, or D to open E. You'll figure it out. You'll see what feels good for you. But it is going to take us back to that part and he's probably going to sing over it. When I was a cowboy on the western plain. When I was a cowboy I'm not used to singing over it. On the western plain. I made half a million. Made half a million. Working hard on a bell ring, So just be ready for all that stuff again. And then I'm going to teach you the rest. That'll be the last one, which just covers the last solo part after the last chorus there. So you got a lot to deal with right here, man. A lot to deal with. This is his like 2 different solos, and then the turnaround back to the chorus, and then the last part is going to be his last solo after the chorus, and then the ending. There's some cool stuff in there, man. He's got stuff like oops, sorry. Oh, screwing it up. And he's got stuff. stuff like that, you know. So it's good stuff ahead. Stick in there. Again, let me know if you need any more details, any more notes. You know, I could send you pictures of the tabs that I wrote down that I'm studying off of and teaching you from. You just gotta ask for it. So just let me know, and it'll be yours. I'll send you the tabs for the whole song. I don't care. I want this song to pass on in time. And I want people to do it correctly, because you're not going to find a good lesson on YouTube. All the lessons are crappy. They play it like crap. And all the covers are awful. Awful. Awful, 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 awful. I can't wait to finish this up myself and get it down really good, because I'm getting pretty close. And so that way there'll actually be a good cover, like a good cover representation for Rory Gallagher's Out on the Western Plain. I'm so psyched to be that man, the guy who gets to do that. I'm psyched. Super psyched to bring some real music back to the world. You guys should be too. So practice hard, and let's do it together.